Hello everyone, my name is Sugaku, and today I'd like to go through some tips that will help make you a better PvE player in KurtzPel, or pretty much any other game. I hate to do it, but the very first thing we're going to talk about only applies to KurtzPel, and that is your karma setup. Personally, I like to have a breaker class and a slayer class, so I can fill out each role in a team. However, if you're with a pre-made teammate, you should be able to take on either dual slayer or dual breaker classes. But for the greater game, I recommend taking on one of each. If you are wondering what I recommend for karmas, you can find my personal tier list for the karmas in the card up to the top right. Spacing. It doesn't matter if you're playing League of Legends or Dark Souls, making sure that you have proper spacing between yourself and your opponents or the boss can make or break a fight. In the case of KurtzPel, I'm going to use the Dragon of Regura as my example. The boss has a good number of ranged and melee attacks which can be dodged easier at further distances, and the boss also has a number of attacks that give huge openings or windows of opportunity to attack and deal a ton of damage. Now, you need to be at the right spacing, so if you're too far away, you can't close the distance and deal enough damage during that time to make it worthwhile. However, if you're close enough, you might not be able to dodge the attack, however you're able to deal a ton of damage during that time. The key is to get right into that little sweet spot, and each boss is different. The next thing I would recommend for any PvE player in any game are combos. Combos difficulties vary by game, however they are very important because they maximize the amount of damage a player can do, and although not always required for most bosses, knowing the most optimal combos can kill the bosses faster, saving time and allowing you to farm the boss more effectively, and it can also possibly open doors to higher level areas you might not necessarily meet the minimum requirements to. In the case of KurtzPel, it simply means knowing areas that can be hit by various diabolic witch combos, which cycles the most damage per second, and how to chain CC certain bosses. Timing. Capitalizing on windows of opportunity when the boss is recovering doesn't require much in the case of timing, however when boss starts an attack and you dodge just before the attack would hit you is a good example of more advanced timing. Other things include disrupting an enemy in their chain of attacks or maximizing the time they are down by finishing the second break bar right before they may recover. Unfortunately, timing can only be gained by experience and trial and error. I recommend simply taking a small mental note whenever you're too early or too late. If you don't know, simply learn more about the boss's animations. I'm working on a boss information series, which you can find a card in the top right if it's finished. Otherwise, if it's not finished, please badger me down in the comments or subscribe to the channel so that way you can see once it comes out. Equipment, equipment, and equipment. Every good RPG has lots of upgrades and new equipment. Make sure you know the best of the best and are working towards it. In the case of the KurtzPel, that is easy enough. Just pick one of the companions who use the weapon you like to use the most and go to areas where you can get the extra conversation with them. It takes time, and personally, I'd rather see the bosses drop the weapons rather than companions giving you the upgrades as you become better and better friends with them. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to get new KurtzPel content weekly. That is all I can promise, as now I'm a full-time college student. Also, I happen to stream Tuesday and Thursday from around 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time till around 5 p.m. depending on network availability. Link in the description down below. I intend on streaming Minecraft and Warframe for now, but may add KurtzPel in the future depending on how servers are. Make sure to make it a great day.